Okay, so let's get started. Today we will see the topic blood relation as discussed yesterday. So this will be helpful for your other MBA entrance exams. Okay, so let's begin with the symbols used to represent a male like great grandfather, grandfather, father, uncle, son, nephew, etc. What do? We put their name in a square box, okay, for easy distinction from a female, because if we are using just one or two names, it's fine, you can remember the gender. But if it's a large family tree, you can't remember the genders, right? Also here in blood relation, you have to take care that you don't assume a person to be male or female based on their names, okay? So you don't have to assume it, because sometimes there are a few names that might look like a female name or a male name but turn out to be otherwise. Okay, so you have to be very careful with that. And then in some questions, there is no other choice, you have to assume and only then you can get correct answers. So I have one example like that, we'll see it going further. Okay, so for a female, we'll put the name in a circular figure. For a married couple, this is how it's represented. There are two parallel lines in between their names to indicate the marriage. And for a brother sister relationship, so when we say brother sister relationship or siblings relationship, it means we are talking about um, the kids from the same parents. Okay, so if Arun and Aruna have our brother and sister, when we say that, it means the parents of Arun and Aruna are going to be the same. Okay, because for other brother sister relationship we use the term cousin, and for own, like when parents are same, we use the word siblings. So you have to be careful with that as well. And for cousins, you don't have to use this single line to represent the brother sister relation. It will be represented by some other form, like your father's sister's son or daughter, maybe. So there the relation will be shown and it will be clear that these two are cousins. But for cousins, there is no separate representation. The single line is for sibling relation, not for cousin. Okay. Next, so to represent a married couple along with their children, we can take X and Y, put two parallel lines between them to indicate that they are married, and then S and D are their son and daughter. So S and D are brother sister, therefore there is a single line between them. But what is this vertical single line? What is this vertical single line? Why have we done that like that? So this is to indicate the generation gap. Okay, the generation gap, because parents are from other generation and then children are next generation, their children will be next generation, like that. So if we talk about the grandparents of S and D, they will be above one above their parents, so there will be generation gap of 2 between grandparents and grandchildren. Okay. Now we'll talk about generation gaps and relations in detail. So we'll take one couple X and Y and assume that they are on the third generation. Okay, they are from the third generation. Okay, now we'll talk about the parents of X and Y. So since X and Y are married, they will have separate set of parents, right? They will have separate set of parents, and even their parents, so X's father will have separate set of parents, X's mother will have separate set of parents, Y's father and mother will have two separate set of parents. So total X will have two grandparents set, okay, like father's father and mother and mother's father and mother, and same for Y. So in Hindi we have different terms for these relations, but in English there is just one word, that's grandparents or grandfather, grandmother, that's it. But still, if you want to distinguish, if you want to tell the difference between father's parents and mother's parents, okay, then we can use the words paternal and maternal. Hello, Anjan. Sets including different parameters. Are you talking in relation to blood relation, this topic? Okay, so what I was telling is we can call them maternal and paternal relations, like you can see here. So, paternal means father's side. The relation that you acquire from your father's end is called paternal relation. So, father's parents will be paternal grandparents, and mother's parents will be maternal grandparents. So, this is not just for grandparents, these are general words. Like if father's brother, you can call paternal uncle, and mother's brother, you can call maternal uncle. Okay, maternal aunt, like that. So, it's for everything. Okay. Okay, we'll come to the questions later, okay, Anjan? So we are just going through the basics now, and we have questions of that format as you are asking. Okay, so next we will see the next two generations, that is the children of this couple and their grandchildren. So we'll see generation 4 and 5. Okay, so let us take uh, their children as S and D. Okay, and let S and D get married to S dash and D dash respectively. All right. So even H dash and D dash will have a family tree of their own from where they have joined this tree. Okay, and this will be an addition. This will be an extension to the tree. But anyways, we are not considering it here to not complicate things, right? Because in previous case we have already talked about the wife's parents as well. So similarly, like X and Y are having this above family tree, even S and H dash, if kept in the same position, will have a tree like that. Okay, so that's it. So these two new additions, that is S dash and D dash, will be who? Will be daughter-in-law of X and Y and son-in-law of X and Y. Okay, daughter's husband is son-in-law, and son's wife is daughter-in-law. Similarly, for both S dash and D dash, this X and Y, who are they? They are father-in-law and mother-in-law. So the relations you acquire after marriage from your spouse is called in-law relations. Okay, so your spouse's brother will be your brother-in-law, spouse's sister will be sister-in-law, like that. So every relation in front, it will be in-law, and same applies like for both the genders. Okay, it's both ways. Then we'll talk about the children of S and D and grandchildren of X and Y. So that will be the fifth generation. And again, in Hindi, there are separate terms for brother's daughter or sister's daughter. Okay, there are two different words. But in English, it's again the same. Okay, whether it is brother's daughter or sister's daughter, the word is niece. And whether it is brother's son or sister's son, the word is nephew. Okay, so this guy here is nephew of S and this is niece of S. Similarly, this is nephew of D and this is niece of D. And for these children, who is this lady? She's the aunt, and this guy will be the uncle. For these children, this is the uncle and aunt. Clear? Okay, if everything is clear, you can try this. How will you draw this? How will you represent A is the father of B? Good morning, Shravani. Done. So A is the father of B. That only gives us this gender of A. A is the father. What about B? B can be either the son or the daughter. Okay, so never assume if the gender is not given, it's not given. Similarly, X is the son of Y. So X gender we know X is the son and Y can be either the father or the mother. Okay. Next, revision of relations at different level. So here you can see there is a family tree that's given and these are the questions. So you can find the relation from A to S and S to A. Find it both ways. Or you can even add questions of your own here by picking two people and figuring out what is the relation between them. No, no. These are not PYQs, these are basic concepts we are seeing. No, previous also was just a basic. They might not ask like that in exam. That will be helpful for you in a big question. That's just a piece of information that don't assume genders. If it's not given, it's not given. Now 2018 पेपर देखेंगे हम है ना कल कल देखेंगे Are you solving this? What's the answer number 1? What is the relation of A to S? S is here, no. No, who said daughter? Vinith, how? The gender of S is not even mentioned. How can you say daughter? That's what I was trying to explain previously. Just now, like 2 minutes ago, I have explained that, and here are coming again and guessing the gender of S. How can you say that S is the daughter? Is S marked in a circle? Yes, the answer is A is the father of S, and S can be either a son or daughter of A. Next, N to M. Now, if it is not squared, it is not circle also, no? Why daughter? If it's not son, means if you think it's not son, it's daughter. S is not in a square, then can you see S in a circle? Single line implies sibling relation, brother, sister. M is the aunt of N, yes, and N is the nephew. Okay, father's sister, aunt, and brother's son, nephew. Correct. Next. So, Vineet, if it's not given, do not assume. 2 minutes ago, I told you that, and then we proceeded to see this. That was the reason we saw that previous thing. You remember this one? It was given X is the son of Y. Okay, it was given A is the father of B. So that didn't mean that we say that B is the daughter or B is the son. We don't know. B can be the son or can be the daughter. Just now I tell you that, and you come here and tell me that S is the daughter. Double line is marriage. Next, number 3, F to N. Quick, quick, you have to be quick in answering. Just keep answering. Next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just keep answering. Okay, so F to N. F is the maternal grandfather of N. Okay, N's mother's father. So maternal grandfather, and N will be the maternal grandson. Then from C to S, um, S is mother's mother. Okay, so maternal grandmother. Okay, C is maternal grandmother of S, and S can be the maternal grandson or granddaughter. We can say grandchild. Next, K to A. So um, for A is wife's brother or sister is K, right? So K will be either brother-in-law or sister-in-law of A. And who is A? A is the brother-in-law of K because sister's husband. Next, B to M. So B is here, M is here. So it will be sister-in-law both ways. Husband's sister is sister-in-law and brother's wife is also sister-in-law. Then A to K we have already done here in the fifth one. A to F. Um, so F is A's wife's father. Wife's father will be father-in-law. Okay. And other way it will be son-in-law. A will be the son-in-law of F. Then A to O. So A is the uncle of O. Okay. Mother's brother. is uncle, and O will be the niece of A, sister's daughter. Then N to P will be father, mother, mother's sister. So grandmother's sister will be grand aunt. Okay, we can say maternal grand aunt, and N will be the grandchild or grandson. All right, so that's it. You can, as I told you, you can take more. You can pick like any two people out of here, and find out more relations. Okay, to learn more. So that's it for today. We'll continue this in tomorrow's class. Okay, this was just the first part, so family tree. We have more topics in blood relation, that is this pointing to a photograph questions, and then the equations where they give you a plus b is, means a is the mother of b, a minus b means a is the sister of b, and then they give you one equation and you have to solve it. Okay, and then the other questions where some details are given like a puzzle, that there are these many family members, they are related to each other via this, and all the clues will be given, and sometimes they also add some extra parameters like the profession or birthdays or something else. Okay, so those type of questions we'll continue to see it in tomorrow's class, and after tomorrow, day after, we'll begin with the 2018 CMAT questions. Okay. uh, Tomorrow's time can be a little different, like a little half an hour plus minus. Okay, I'll let you know, like you will get the schedule by evening, or I'll even post it in my news feed. If you are following me on Unacademy, you can check the feed and get it when it is. All right, so then these are the answers, and that's it. We'll stop here. So if you are interested in joining Unacademy Plus, to get the subscription, you can use my referral code, that is RIYA.YT, to get a flat 10% off. Okay, so that's it. Let's crack it. We'll end this class here. Thank you very much and all the best.